Welcome to Between the Bells Murfreesboro. I'm Lisa Terrell, the Director of Communications for Murfreesboro City Schools. And my guest today is Dr. Trey Duke. Welcome back to our podcast.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. I love the podcast. I've watched the last few episodes. They've been fantastic, and I'm glad to be back sitting with you.
It has worked out well for us, I think.
Yeah.
So I have a few questions for you today. I kind of gave it to you easy the first time you were on, but let's talk more about the school district and
Absolutely.
what you're looking for in the future. So really when we're talking, let's talk about future trends, because the school system, man, it's alive, it's evolving. So what are you thinking as we look at our strategic plan and just what's coming in the future? What do you think is really going to make a big difference?
You know, I think that we are moving at such a fast pace, not just in Murfreesboro City Schools, but in education in general. We're really moving. A lot of things are changing, and we want to make sure we stay ahead of that, stay proactive, and making sure we address those concerns. And as we think about the next few years, we're excited because our school district will be launching a new strategic plan. We had a lot of success with the last one that we did, our Known Safe Challenge and Empowered plan. And as we get ready to launch this new one, it's really about casting a vision for the future, making sure, again, that academics are at the center of what we do, our students are taken care of, that we're providing those supports that our students need to be successful, and that our employees are taken care of, both from a great, strong living wage perspective to the working environment. So really taking a look at our school system as a whole to make sure that we are on that right track to continue to be successful.
So one of the big things we were talking about 5 years ago was STEAM.
Yes.
And my goodness, we did it. I mean, we were accredited for that by the Tennessee state as far as STEM designated schools. We talked about social emotional. I'm sure we're going to be talking about that now as well. But let's talk about AI.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's really progressing at a really rapid rate, and I think all of us are trying to see how will this impact education. I think there's kind of two ways to think about it. I do think there are some people that have this idea of the AI teacher on a screen doing instruction. I don't really see that happening. Could it happen? I mean, I guess possibility. I don't want to say it would never happen, but that's not what I envision. What I know is that there's something about that relationship between a teacher and a student that makes learning so much more valuable and so important. What I do think will be interesting to watch is some of the programs we use, some of the software we use. And we've used educational software for many, many years, and we'll continue to do that to help supplement what's happening in the classroom. And I think really what we're seeing the trend now is how AI is helping to make that software more personalized, how that software is being able to give better feedback to students and help teachers better pinpoint where to target instruction. So I think it's here to stay. We want to make sure we're using it responsibly, we're using it well, but at the end of the day, we're using it to help our mission, which is ensure our students can achieve academically.
Yeah, I think we were buffered a little bit because we are pre-K through 5. So when people were talking about it 2 or 3 years ago, they were really talking about these high school students and how they're going to write reports with it and all that, or the college age. But really what we're looking at is not what the student is going to do, but what we can do for that student.
Absolutely. And how can we use these tools to better understand the gaps our students may have and how to push them and accelerate them in their learning. And again, to give better feedback to them. We know feedback is incredibly important to move learning forward. And we want to make sure we're using those tools to maximize learning.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think that it's going to give that feedback for my child and what my child is needing, and I hope help the teacher to be able to really focus in. People are always worried about us using so much technology. We talk about technology at home and doing an entire thing on anxious generation. So how do you kind of weigh those two things? Here we have AI and we know it's coming, and then we're saying, yeah, but please limit your screen time.
Sure. And I think, technology is relentless. It just keeps going, and we have to embrace it, but we always want to use it responsibly. So we have real guidelines in our district about the amount of minutes students spend, for instance, on our math program or on other programs. Nothing will ever replace that human-to-human interaction from a teacher and that student, and we want to build off of that. So we are very, very aware of, as we push resources out, does this aid learning? Does it aid what we're trying to get our students to accomplish? And not, is it just screen time for screen time's sake? Me personally, I'm a big believer in limiting screen time and the power that comes when we do that. I was talking to a parent the other day, and they were talking about how do they help their child get ready for state testing? How do they help their child make sure they're successful? And my advice was, read to them a book every night.
Read.
And make sure they get good sleep.
Yeah.
If you can do those two things, you're doing a lot for your children. So
the power of that word, the spoken word, the books in front of them, you just can't.
You can't replace it. And again, just those healthy habits of kids need a good night's sleep. And that's probably one of my biggest concerns when we think about technology is how is it impacting those sleep patterns for our students and what are the outcomes for that. So very aware of that, very aware of our parents' concerns about the amount of screen time and its conversations we have. Again, we're not going to lock all of our Chromebooks up. We are going to use them, but we want to use them responsibly. We want to use them in a way that makes sense and it's purposeful.
Absolutely. Let's change a little bit to maybe a little lighter subject.
Okay.
We're beginning of a new year.
Yeah.
What are we looking at already? Let's see. In December, school calendar was published for the next year because it's all about when we can take fall break.
That's right.
That's all
fall
about.
Fall break is important.
Fall break is very important for next year. What else happens during this time?
Yeah, so really as we hit January, we are really, from a district perspective, moving forward with planning for the next school year. And I keep saying the 26-27 school year,
which
and maybe I'm showing my age, but that's very hard for me to believe that we're going to 2026, 2027. So we did publish our calendar in December, so if parents haven't checked that out, go to our website. It has all of our breaks, has our start date, our end date. I'm glad to say students are out once again before Memorial Day. I know that's something we hear from families a lot. Those major dates of fall break, spring break, winter break, they do align with the county school system. So if you have high school students or middle school students in the county and students within the city schools, those major breaks do align. So now that that's published, we've really turning our attention to a couple things. For parents, zoning and zone waivers. We are not doing any major changes this year to our zones, school zones. But of course, we have open zone schools where parents may want to apply to attend certain schools because it's better for their family, because of maybe situations with transportation.
It's their choice.
It's their choice, yeah.
Right.
That parent choice that they have on where they'd like to send their children. So those school zones will open in, I think, February is when we will get those out. So parents will be looking for that. There is a pretty tight timeline of when they have to apply. Those are deadlines that are actually in state law. So parents want to be looking for that. They want to be thinking about what the schools are open they may want to attend. All of our open zone schools will have preview days where they can go and check the school out. We love all of our schools. All of our schools are doing great work, but we know that some parents need different choices besides just the school they're zoned to. So we want to make sure they have those and are aware of those and can find the city school that works best for them.
And regardless of where they go, it's 180 days.
180 days.
180 days. Whatever school you go to.
Whatever school in Tennessee,
days.
there's going to be 180 instructional days. We're going to make sure they get them.
And hopefully we're going to have a few snow days. So we'll talk about that later.
I'll say the other big thing we're working on in January is really starting our budget for next school year. That's huge for us as we really lay out where we will be putting our resources and time. And that's a very long process. We start in January, goes all the way through May. So again, for us, our schools are preparing for state testing. Our schools are preparing for a really, really strong second semester. We're preparing for the next school year to make sure we just have that strong continuity of service to our families.
Okay, let's go fun.
Okay, fun. I'll take it.
That got heavy.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't think? I think budgets are fun, but that's okay. You don't have to.
I know you do. I do not. Okay. How many snow days are you predicting this year?
Oh,
this school year.
This
not
school
next
year.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna say snow days, not severe weather, not flood.
No, I'm sorry.
Snow on the ground.
Snow on the ground. We are out of school days.
I'm gonna say 6.
Oh, good. That's what I've been saying, so that's great.
I'm going to say 6. And listen, there may be some upset teachers because I've been going through schools. I've told teachers, I just feel something in my bones. I think we're going to have a good January and February.
I think we're going to have some days out.
Yeah.
We're all wishing for them. I don't know why. Today, how many students would you guess rode a school bus this morning?
Oh, man. Rode a school bus this morning. Probably somewhere around 2,000, I would probably guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably.
That's a lot of kids on a bus.
Yeah.
And that's how we determine snow days.
I
just wanted to go into
maybe
that.
more, our afternoon riders are a little higher, so I may be low there. Put me on the number with that. Probably somewhere between 2,000 to 3,000.
Okay. I wasn't going to make you give me exact. So, what's the last show you binged?
Oh, the last show I've watched. Okay, so there's a
binge watch.
There's a show on Netflix. It's called Death by Lightning, and it's about one of the presidents that was assassinated, and kind of like an unknown story about his assassination. I'm a history buff, so anything that's around history, I'm going to watch.
Okay, so this is going to go into, if you had a cameo in one show, one of your favorite shows, which show would it be?
Well, again, I'm a bit of a history buff, so my favorite TV show of all times was The West Wing. So gotta love The West Wing.
I could have written that down.
Yep.
I really could have. I was like, it'll be West Wing for sure. Because I also love West Wing, and I could think of plenty of times when Jed Bartlett could have used you as a cameo. Yep. So thank you for being with us today. Any shout outs I need to give before?
Oh man, so many shout outs. I'm so excited about our staff. We just announced last semester our district teachers of the year and our principal of the year. So we're really excited to say to them thank you. Congratulations to Amy Jackson, who's one of our gifted teachers, district teacher of the year, Mr. Alvarez, an ESL teacher at Hobgood, and then Miss Emily Spencer, principal of the year at Irma Siegel. So great,
and we also have Supervisor of the Year.
Supervisor of the Year, our ESP site director, Miss Cynthia Hopkins. So we're proud of all of them.
Also, we need to do a couple of congratulations for what was just named by the state.
Yes. So,
Dr. Bullard was named Middle Tennessee Principal of the Year.
Yes, Dr. Caitlin Bullard at Discovery School. She was last year's district principal of the year, moved up to the state level, and last month, was named the Middle Tennessee Principal of the Year. Really shows the caliber of educators we have here. In the past 4 years, we've had the Middle Tennessee Teacher of the Year, now 2 Middle Tennessee Principals of the Year, the State Supervisor of the Year, and then this year as well, Julie Seymour from Discovery School was the RISE Award winner, one of 2 employees in the state, our classified employees, our EAs, our support staff, that was named as a state winner and will go on to the national competition.
I can't wait. So thank you again for being with us today. Next up is Dr. Liz Rueby with Reeves Rogers Elementary. Hi, and welcome back to our second segment of Between the Bells Murfreesboro. Today, my second guest is Dr. Liz Rueby. Dr. Rueby is the principal of Reeves Rogers Elementary, home of Mustang Nation.
Mustang Nation.
Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, thanks for having me, Lisa.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to dig deeper into you. I've known you for a long time, but I have questions to get more.
I've been in this district since 2011, so I've been around for a little while.
2011. Mm-hmm. So we came about the same time,
the same
I think.
Time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I actually remember you. I was hired. I'm going to give you a little
okay,
story.
Okay.
I was hired at the job fair, which I'm sure we're going to have a job fair coming up.
Coming up
maybe
soon.
Another month or so. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't know where to go. And you looked at me and you said, "You look lost." And I said, "I am lost. Can you point me to the direction of somebody that may be interested in interviewing a PE teacher?" And you said, "Absolutely, I have the right spot for you to go." And you took me over to
that's so nice.
Katrine Stevens and Don
goodness.
Barch. And I was hired on the spot at that moment. You don't probably remember that, but I remember you from that.
Well, see, a good deed has benefited our school district for all these years.
It's come full circle.
It has come full circle. And Katrina, I think, is retiring this year.
Yes, she is.
Okay, well, it is full circle. So you started as a PE teacher at Scales.
At Scales, yeah.
You moved to, then you became AP.
I was the assistant principal
there.
Yeah.
And then Hobgood.
And then I went over to Hobgood.
AP.
I was AP at Hobgood for 2 years.
Yeah, and now principal at Reeves Rogers.
Yeah.
How you like it?
I love it.
Totally different, isn't it?
It's a completely different world. I think Dr. Duke said to me, he said, "Now, Liz, what's one thing that you didn't expect? What's one thing you weren't prepared for?" And I was like, I'm really not sure. It's just such a totally different world.
It is. It is so different. And I think that people think it's just like, it's almost the same. It's not.
It's really
all of
not.
A sudden you're running your own little government almost.
Budget, and I didn't have to do that when I was the assistant principal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So when we're talking about Reeves Rogers, and I love Reeves Rogers, it's my zone school. I just think it's just such a great community school. Love the new addition. It looks so good. What is the success, not the new addition, that you can talk about that's happened this year that you're so proud of?
Well, we did just celebrate our three-peat. So we are a level 5 school for the 3rd year in a row, which is incredible. And we are on track right now to be a 4-peat. So I was just looking at data right before I came in here, and we just did our iReady benchmark. So looking at math data. And so far, we're not done yet.
You're trying to speak this into existence.
We still have another week to make sure that all the students get tested. But we're looking at 56% of our students have grown one complete level up.
Wow. So shout out to all of your staff.
So we're doing some amazing things in math right now.
Wow. So what is a typical school day as a principal? Because I know, like we were talking about, you've gone from from that teacher mode to assistant principal to a principal, what is your typical day?
So I can get in before everybody else. I'm the first person in the building, and safety is my number one. Mm-hmm. You can ask anybody when you walk into the building, hey, what's Dr. Ruby's number one? And they'll say, safety, because they're so sick of hearing it from me. But I walk the building. That's the first thing I do. I walk the building. I check all the doors. I make sure that we are secure and we're ready to go for the day. Then I go into my office and I print out the sub sheet and make sure all of my classrooms are fully staffed and we're good to go there. I make any adjustments to the schedule, and then I record my morning announcements.
That sub sheet is one of those things that every morning, and we don't talk about, but it just happens.
It just happens.
Because a lot of our teachers are also young moms. Mm-hmm. You're exposed to every germ possible, so they're going to have a sick day here or there.
Yeah,
but we can't just close their classroom.
No. Learning still has to occur. Mm-hmm. So however that might look, sometimes we have to put EAs in the position. But, Dr. Johnson, she's in charge of all of our hiring for our subs, and she has done a phenomenal job.
Oh,
and
good.
we haven't had any real sub issues at all.
Okay, we are going into the winter flu months, but
I'm
very proud for you. I really am.
So far, we're in a really good spot.
That's awesome.
We're staying staffed.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
When you look back on your career, or actually your childhood, who's one teacher that really has influenced you and just made you say, that's what I want to do?
I had a 5th grade teacher. Uh-huh. I grew up in upstate New York. His name was
I would never guess that.
The accent doesn't give it away. But his name was Mr. Kuhn. And every single day during recess, he would throw the football with us. And he believed in us. You can tell whenever you walked into his classroom, you just knew that he loved you.
Oh.
And that was a game changer for me. I'm like, that's what I think I want to go into education.
Wow.
And then, I was always an athlete. I played soccer growing up. And just having a teacher that recognized where some of my strengths were, because they weren't always academic strengths.
Right.
I mean, that came later in life. But it was really important for me.
You think he knows that?
I think he's got a good idea. He's well into his 90s now. But whenever I go home, I do check up on him.
Shout out to Mr. Kuhn.
Shout out to Mr. Kuhn.
Wow. It's amazing because I ask all the principals that come on the podcast the same question. Mm-hmm. And I think 100% have gone back to elementary school.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because we think about all the influences that you have in your middle and high school, which are great. But those elementary touches make such a difference in their lives.
Truly the foundation, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
It really is the foundation of your entire life. It's teaching you how to read. It's teaching you those math skills you need for even that higher order thinking.
Yeah. Just teaching you how to be your own person.
And be your own person.
Yeah, very good. So if you could give your younger self a piece of advice, so think a minute, if your younger self, what would it be?
I think my younger self, I would say, don't stress so much. Let things happen, and life is going to occur the way it's going to occur.
Yeah.
And things don't have to happen on your time frame, and that's probably always for the best.
Yeah.
That it happens on the time frame it needs to happen on. So don't sweat the little things.
That's good advice.
Yeah, sometimes I would stress myself out when I was younger over, I've got to graduate on time. I have to do this next and a family next, and things just kind of had its own time frame with me, and it worked out for the best.
Yeah, sometimes we're stressing over making a B. B is really good. B is a great grade.
B is great.
Great grade. Let's not stress over those B's. So, okay, are you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Give it to me.
All right. If you had a personal theme song for every time you walked into a room, what would it be?
My students could probably answer this for you, and it would be the song "Love Hurts," because sometimes you have to have that tough love, and those your guidelines, I guess you can say, in life. So whenever we're going over expectations, I always play the song "Love Hurts" on my phone, and my students they'll say, "Oh, Dr. Ruby, there we go again." So that has become my personal theme song.
That is interesting. Would not have guessed that one. No, not at all. So which has been harder for you, remembering all of the staff names or kids' names?
So I'm pretty good with first names. I'm actually phenomenal with first names. It's the last names that get me. So it's my students' last names. I've got 355 students, give or take, at Reeves, and I've got almost all of their first names down. I can walk down the hall, and I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
But those last names, they get me every single time. I'm like, Johnson, no, tell me your last name again. I'm sorry. My staff names, that was pretty easy.
You could probably get by with not calling them by their last names. They would not know. Again, I think you're stressing. You're trying to make it A+.
I really am.
And A- is
I know.
fine.
So I need to give that advice to my older self
as well. Yeah, exactly.
It'll happen.
So if you could switch places with anyone in your school right now, it can't be your PE teacher because that would be your easy go-to.
Yep.
Who would it be?
Honestly, probably my CDC educational assistants, my CDC EAs. I love spending time in my comprehensive development classrooms and just working with the students one-on-one, hand over hand. And
it's interesting that you went to the EA position, not the teacher.
No, I wouldn't need that stress. If I can swap places, it would be definitely one of my EAs.
Wow.
Get to go into different classrooms, pushing in for inclusion.
And an EA is an educational assistant. CDC, you're using acronyms.
Yep, comprehensive development classroom. Yeah, that's where I would be.
That is amazing. That's a really good place to be.
That's my happy spot right now. Okay. So if I have a couple minutes of downtime, which doesn't happen often, but I head to that comprehensive development classroom, and I get in there, and I'll work with students and just have some fun.
Okay. Yeah. So last question for you. Since you're coming from New York, as far as your education, what was your favorite school meal?
Let's see. My favorite school meal was the Fiesta Pizza. It was the school pizza. But now my favorite school meal are those salads that our cafeteria is serving
those
for the adults. The farm to school salads.
Yeah.
They have been phenomenal.
Yeah. I noticed you had a lot of hydroponics going.
Oh yeah, we brought in a second one, and I said, hey, if you want to bring in a third,
come on,
bring them on.
So interestingly enough, I think every principal that I've asked that question has gone to pizzas.
Really?
Yeah. Square pizzas for the Tennessee.
Yeah,
was yours square as well?
It was square, and it was like
something about square pizzas.
It was like a taco pizza. I don't know. It was delicious from what I remember. I'm sure it's horrible now, but it was excellent back in the early 80s.
That's all right. As long as it was good at that point, that's great.
Yes.
So any shout outs you want to give to your staff or anyone across the district?
Shout out to everybody in the district working hard. I know benchmarks are going on right now. Shout out to the students that are putting in the work, the teachers that are putting in the work, just across the district.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyone particular?
Well, I mean,
you have to get one. Give me one.
I would go with Tawana Harper, Miss Harper. She's my assistant principal. She's doing amazing things over at Reeves. Of course, my instructional coach, I've got Stephanie Stump. Huge shout out to her. And then my mentor principal, I've got Quinina Bell. I always reach out to her whenever I need anything. So I think those are my three.
Your go-to.
My three go-tos. That's right
awesome.
now.
That is awesome. So, well, thank you for being with me today. I appreciate it so much and just sharing some information with our listeners and viewers. So if you want to hear more, just give us a call or you can go to our websites and find more details. But we appreciate you being here as part of Between the Bells, Murfreesboro. You can find us on podcast, on Facebook, and on most social media.